meditacionesdiarias.com.
Welcome to our devotional for February 2nd, 2023. My name is Xiomara Perdomo from Queens, New York. The Israelites' fear. Exodus chapter 14 verse 10 reads, "And when Pharaoh drew near, the children of Israel lifted their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them. So they were very afraid, and the children of Israel cried out to the Lord." The Israelites had finally left slavery behind. Led by the Lord through Moses and Aaron, God's instructions did not lead them along the shortest road. Canaan was to the northeast of Egypt, yet the pillar of cloud directed them toward southeast. No wonder the Egyptian king thought that the not-so-bright lost Israelites would quickly fall into the hands as they wandered through the desert. But God had arranged this situation so that the Egyptians and the neighboring nations would come to respect His name. See SDA Bible Commentary, Volume 1, page 565. The Israelites also needed to learn to trust in God. They were put in a situation in which there was no salvation except by the Lord's strong hand. In spite of having seen His divine protection throughout the plagues, their only response in this time of crisis was weeping, complaining, and desperation. These former slaves needed to learn repeatedly and by experience that God was their provider. How much unnecessary anguish we would avoid if only we would trust in God from the beginning, focusing on His faithful promises. The situation looked desperate. Their path was closed off by the sea in front of them, by a steep mountain to the south, by a desert to the west, and by the Egyptians' army chasing them from the north. It was impossible to escape. They were unarmed and unprepared for battle, and they did not trust in God. The cry they raised was more of a great moan of anguish rather than a prayer of faith, or probably a few faithful prayed to God while the rest murmured against Moses. In times of crisis, what is your heart's inclination? Do you trust that God will give you the victory, though you don't understand how, or do you look for someone to blame? Your reaction is determined by your relationship with God. What is easier? Complaining, weeping, or murmuring when we must face pain, tragedy, and imminent loss, or praying to go for help and protection? Trusting in the power of God is not developed instantaneously. We need to cultivate it long before the crisis comes. I invite you today to close your eyes and calmly repeat over and over again, "Lord, I trust in you."
Thank you for joining us. We invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel at m.youtube.com/c/Meditaciones Diarias and to follow us on our social media in Instagram at www.instagram.com/meditacionesdiarias7. May God bless you and your family.